We came to wreck everything and ruin your life.
Nerf this!
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to collectively raise our eyebrows in skepticism with regard to the shotgun rebalance. I'm saying rebalance with air quotes around the word rebalance. This is the Nerf, okay? I was almost ready to give my stamp of approval on the shotguns after last weekend's test server because we figured out, you could play a little bit differently, and they weren't terrible. You just had to play differently. You could still get your damage in. You could, something like Phantom was going to work out okay. But there are new numbers out, and what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to try to do side-by-side comparisons. I'm not going to try to I don't want to show you the numbers side by side. I have a few sources I've used to get these numbers from. I don't want to reinvent the wheel, okay, because there are people who've already done a really great job of getting the numbers out there and kind of breaking it down in a way that's pretty easy to understand and comprehend. I am going to link the sources that I've used in the comments. In the comments section, I will do a pinned message in the comments, and I will include these videos. So one of those, and I apologize, I don't know how to say the name. You guys probably know who this is. It's AYGIR, okay? So he's got a really good video out right now. He takes a pretty good look at just the basic kinetic shotgun. So Gust, Storm, and Thunder. Alright, and does some side-by-sides, runs the numbers, and the only one that even comes close to being similar to what we have now is going to be the Gust. The Gust doesn't perform all that differently, though he mentions in his video that it may just be a bug right now because the magazine capacity of the Gust is actually still at 8 rounds. So I don't know if that's intended to be that way or not, if that's just something that's showing up as a bug on the test server. So I'm going to include a link to his video. Another one, Islander, has already put together a video showing the numbers. And then Foggy1 Gaming. He has also put these numbers out there and done a pretty decent job of breaking that down and talking about the comparisons one to the next. He makes a good point about Thunder and Glory. The Glory, which I just showed you here a moment ago. The Glory and the Thunder perform nearly identical now. And let's kind of talk about this briefly here. So last weekend's test server, what they did for us is they buffed the damage on all of the shotguns, from the energy shotguns, lockdown, and just your regular kinetic shotguns. So we, with the buff and damage, let's see. So increased damage, faster rate of fire. It was a longer reload, and I know I'm forgetting something else, and I don't know why I can't remember this. As much as I've talked about it, I don't remember. Lower magazine capacity, right? That's where we are on that. So that was last weekend's test server. So we did some gameplay, and we found you could still score kills. You played a little differently, and that's fine. So this weekend, what they've done is they've actually nerfed the damage down as well, and I think there are a couple other changes to the mechanics too. Like I mentioned, the Glory and the Thunder are real similar now. So now we've got a damage nerf as well, and I apologize because when I did my video last weekend, what I thought was going to happen was that THICCC would, I kind of thought that they were going to take our feedback with the, consider the backlash from the community, and that was going to be their starting point. I thought we would kind of have some negotiations as we did this in test server where, they would kind of come up and maybe meet us halfway on this rebalance. And I wasn't really upset about it. So now we've got these changes, and it's worse than what it was before. And last weekend I said that they were useless. I said that the shotguns would be obsolete. I don't know. I guess I'm kind of back there in that mindset again, where I'm not really sure how we use the shotguns after this. I really don't. I want to be positive. I want to stay positive, and with your feedback, as you guys have joined me in the conversation, it seemed like we were kind of working some things out to where something like like I said, Phantom. Okay, so that was probably still going to be okay, and then you had a couple other things where you may have to change over to cryos, or here we were just looking at this atomizer. Pardon me. Something like this new atomizer coming out, which is being seriously buffed in this test server, up from the last test server. The damage was, what was it, like 310, I think, on the last server? Well, now, I don't know if you saw that or not here. So now damage is bumped up to 870 per round. It fires continuously, and something that's really cool on this, they did add a visual indicator. They added the graphics around the firing button, so you can see when it heats up, when it overheats, and so you know that your accuracy has been reduced to whatever, because we don't have the numbers on the accuracy on this yet. Then you can watch it cool down, and you can, of course, you can keep firing. So then when it cools down, accuracy returns to normal, you use it as normal. So I think the Atomizer is becoming a serious contender, something that may become desirable when it's released, and I'm certain that Pixonic's intention is to get it to where it is desirable, because otherwise nobody's going to buy it. Remember when all the cryo weapons came out? I don't remember what was going on within the community at the time. It may have been, I think the cryo weapons came out about the same time. We were discovering, thanks to other people in the community, we were discovering that no one was getting silver for doing damage to Titans, and I think also healing. And people were really upset. Nobody wanted to invest in the events where we could get the cryo weapons. And so what they did, and I want to be clear, I think the cryo weapons were great when they came out, right where they were. I think they were great. I enjoyed them from the first time I used them on the test server. But they buffed the damage on those by 20%. And so cryo weapons became extremely desirable as well, I think, and I would love to have more in my own personal hangar. I only have one that's well leveled. I have a couple that I kind of started on, but I really haven't gone too far with them. So now we have the Atomizer, and since right now with the proliferation of the Leech in the game, there are so many shotguns. That is the dominant build on the Leech. It's either Storms or it's Coronas, and of course one of my personal favorites, and I run this on my personal account with the Avenger on it, just like this, and I have sharpshooter skills. Oh, sorry, I still have atomizers on here on this, but I run it with Corona and Avenger with sharpshooter skills on both, and it's one of my favorite bots on my personal account. So how do you get people to purchase the Atomizer? How do you get people to invest in this if shotguns are so dominant? So what I'm going to be looking for in the gameplay this weekend is I'm going to be, like I said a few minutes ago, is just how ineffective shotguns have become. Sitting there, you can't brawl with them, you can't get, you almost have to hold your fire until you're point blank, and even then there's not enough ammunition in the magazine to finish the job. The shotguns have such high potential, but they're being nerfed to the point of seriously being useless. There's no other way for me to say this right now, unless something changes as I continue to play the test server, and if I do change my mind, I'll come back here, we'll talk about it in the comments, we'll talk about it on Discord, we will talk about it on Facebook, and maybe as a community helping each other out, we'll figure something out with this. I don't know. As of right now, I'm really feeling kind of pessimistic about this. So, if you're new to the channel, if this is the first time you're seeing us, and you've come looking for skilled gameplay, I am sorry, you've come to the wrong place. We do exactly what you've been hearing for the last few minutes. We take a critical look at what is going on within the test server and with updates, and we try things out, and we try to stay on top of the information. And for that purpose, for that reason, always in the video description you will find a link to our Discord server, which is Leatherman State of the Game. All are welcome there, and I'd love to have you in on the conversation there as well as here with this video. And as always, I appreciate your time. Please consider liking and subscribing. And I don't know how we're going to do this today. Maybe we'll play some music, maybe we won't. I got to put some gameplay together for you guys. So for now, I'm going to sign off, and if anything else comes up between today and tomorrow, I will make sure to include that as well. Until then, we'll talk later.